Doesn't matter. Just
There you are.
there we are.
Good morning. We are here.
Yes.
Morning.
Sunshiny day.
Yeah. Welcome to Warm N Cozy Quilting.
We are Warm N Cozy Quilting. We are in Columbia, Illinois.
Yes.
I'm Danielle.
Hi, I'm Jason. Nice to meet you. Beautiful day. Thank you.
You're going to have to be louder.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Am I mumbling? Uh-oh, sorry. Sometimes I have mornings where I would rather be back and sleep. It is not today. Today, so much to do.
Yes.
Oh, we introduced ourselves. Did you introduce them?
No, so we've got you'll hear some voices behind the camera. Oh, we didn't introduce them?
Yeah.
Our friends?
Yeah.
And
Those
you are the #1 customer.
Yes. And the other people that you'll hear disembodied voice occasionally are
Sarah.
and
Victoria.
Victoria had a birthday this week.
yeah, she's old
If you're
now.
in the shop today, or you can comment here. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Victoria. She's old now.
Does she sound a year older?
She does.
I don't know. Let's say hi to some people.
Okay.
Good morning, Lisa. And good morning, Pam. And Wendy. And Carla. And Christy. And Cindy. And Rita.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. And Donna. And Sandy.
I just realized that I wasn't saying anything, and I was like, oh.
No, yeah, you were just hanging out. So, and Rochelle. And Patty.
Morning.
And Eula May. Nice to see you on.
Eula May got her quilt done.
I know. Against all odds. All
Yes.
tragedies. You finished it. And I want to say that thing was gorgeous. If you
Good
don't
job.
know,
Good job.
Quilters Collective. Join it. You'll know what I'm talking about. Linda, good morning. Hello,
morning.
Pam. And good morning, Heather. And Robin. And Heather Dye Shop Hop is on today.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope so.
All month.
All month long.
But yes, today.
We'll get some more detail on that in case you aren't aware of that. Hello, Ellie. Nice to see you on. And Alvina. And Patty. And
Patty got to come in the shop for the first time yesterday.
How
and I didn't even get
exciting.
to talk to her, but it's
yay!
okay. It's okay, Patty. I got to see you from afar for a minute. We were busy.
And multiple happy birthdays to Victoria.
Yeah.
And good morning, Carol. Oh, but there's Marlene. Did I say hi to Marlene? Or she
Morning,
just jumped in
Marlene.
with a
I don't
happy
know.
birthday? She just jumped right
Morning.
in happy birthday in it. Love it. Morning, Jackie. And hello, Jody. It's a party.
Like every person's name, I wanted to tell something. Oh, you know this.
And you,
that.
and I know this, and then that.
Anyway, we would be here all day.
All day. Hello, Sherry Joe. Nice to see you on. And Mary, glad you made it.
Yes.
There's so many people keep jumping in.
Morning, Patty.
More people. Yes, Eula May, you need a glove. We have one. I
Yeah.
don't know where they're at. They're on our website somewhere. But yeah.
Under Notions, probably.
Oh, I would start there.
You could probably even do a search. Hi, Diane.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot going on this week.
There is.
Um,
And generally speaking, Shop Hop is only 4 days long, and we stop all other things for those 4 days because it's busy for 4 days.
busy.
Instead, it's all month long, so I'm like, I don't know. And we've had some really quiet times, and then a bunch of people. I say that, but it's still less than 10. We're not, over, but I want to spend all the time with you. And if there's 3 other people in the store, then I gotta pull in my backups, right?
Yeah.
And we cannot stop quilting. We have more quilts due this month than we ever have had to do. So anyway.
Y'all been busy. I appreciate it.
We are, so a whole month of Shop Hop. So this morning I'm kind of like, this is extra coffee today.
Yeah, like 3 cup of coffee kind of day.
And
Yeah.
thank you for coming in.
Oh my
and
gosh.
For giving us your quilt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
All
not
of
saying
it is
don't
wonderful,
do
wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful stuff.
We love
But,
it.
I was even talking about this morning, that sometimes you think about someone else. Oh, no, let's just move on.
it. Okay, we're moving on. Hello, Tracy.
I
Don't
can't
worry
figure it
about the
out.
react. We love reactions, regardless of good, bad, or indifferent. If it's an angry face, we'll just say it's a sunburn.
Yeah,
Stay out of the sun. It's sunny out there today.
Right.
And hello, Pam. Yes, busy is good.
For sure.
And our backups are great.
They are.
They really are fantastic. The people that work in the shop are fantastic.
Chris came in yesterday looking for Trish.
Yeah?
And Trish is off on Fridays.
Yes, she is.
So
You got to give her a
you
day
know,
off or two.
sometimes that's how it goes. So then you got me as the backup.
Right.
That's okay too, right?
That works. So we have the shop hop going on.
Yes.
Let's talk about that real quick, just to kind of, for those of you who don't know, St. Louis area shop hop is currently underway. Again, all month long.
Mm-hmm.
5 shops.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Why do you wait for me to do this? Okay.
Because I don't know.
Highland, Illinois is Rosemary's. And
Wood River
Wood
is
River.
Patchwork Plus.
Yeah.
And then you're going to continue on.
Okay, York Quilt Shop in Arnold, and
Quilted Fox.
Quilted Fox in Clayton, and also us, as Victoria had mentioned. Yes, we
Yes,
are
us.
also involved.
It'd be weird of us to advertise somebody else's shop hop
Yeah,
if we
well,
weren't
right.
participating.
So, you pick up a passport at any shop, and you get stamped at
You
all
gotta pay
5
for that
shops.
passport?
Your payment for the passport is bringing canned goods. I've had some people who are bringing canned goods to every location. I'm like, holy cow, you don't have to do all that, but you
Well,
can.
that's cool.
That is really cool.
That's awesome.
I've had lots of people who have forgotten their canned goods, and that's okay. We figure it out. Don't
Just
you
come
worry.
back later and bring me some candy.
Yeah, no big
We have
deal.
all month. Bring me some.
We're just trying to do, this time of year, it's a little bit less. The food pantries get a little bit less. It seems like they get a lot of donations in the winter and at Christmas time and things like that. And sometimes in this time they're looking for help. So that's what we're trying to do.
Right. Hello, Lee. And yes, Patty, you want a prize at Patchworks Plus. So
Nice.
every day, every shop is giving out a daily prize. So
Right.
swing by, sign up for the daily draw, get yourself possibly, a prize every day. At the end of the month, there's a grand prize drawing where everybody that completes their passports gets
And
thrown-
turns them in.
And turns them in.
We're going to have all of the shops get together that day after, and we will have a large bucket of
Completed passports.
right, and we're going to pick one name, and that person gets a $100 gift card to every shop. It's actually going to be a little bit different because Patchwork Plus is closing, and so it's going to be $125 to each shop, to the other 4 shops, because she wanted to make sure that you were still able to get,
The full value.
the full value of
That
it.
is fantastic. So it's worth doing. It's good times, good fun. Get you out and see all the other shops and what's going on there, what they got.
It's been so much fun that we've had. I get to call somebody every day and say, "Hey, you won our prize yesterday."
Right.
It's so much fun.
So yeah, that's always a good time. So that's happening. Any questions on the shop hop? Nobody? You
Just
good?
throw it out
You
there.
good?
Yeah,
No?
we're good.
Okay. And then also make conversation of the Handy Quilter event. As you know, we are a Handy Quilter retailer. I repair them and service them and set them up. We run them every day. Every day.
I don't think we're going to run them tomorrow.
No, I want to, but I won't.
I've been trying to keep them out of, but
6 days a week is okay.
yeah.
Is that enough?
I've been trying, and then tomorrow we're going to do something else. So
Yeah.
We'll
So
just
anyway,
do other work.
Handy
'cause
Quilter
we're
event.
always-
For those of you that have a Pro Stitcher,
Right.
So that means not necessarily you Handy Quilter owners, but that is also Baby Lock,
Mhm.
Genomi's long arm machines use Pro Stitcher, and I believe King Quilter is a Pro Stitcher
Mhm.
family.
Sure.
If you own any of those and have the Pro Stitcher program on those, you can take this Handy Quilter education class. It's March. Which month are we in?
March 15th and 16th.
June 5th. No, this isn't June. March 15th and 16th. That's a Monday and a Tuesday.
Right.
So those 2 days, there's 2 events each day, 2 classes each day. So you buy the whole set for
Right.
$100. It's Zoom. So
Mhm.
you're sitting at home in your pajamas, enjoying this informational thing.
Right.
You have to have Pro Stitcher on your electronic device, either your tablet, your laptop, or if you're just taking your tablet off your machine, whichever you prefer to use to follow along with the Zoom call on your other device. If you're cool and multitask that, that's your prerogative. I would probably do that, but whatever you need to set up. Either way,
Mhm.
2 days of a lot of information on Pro Stitcher. If you've been using it for years and you think, I don't need any of that, that's cool, but I know I'll be probably following along because there's always something new to learn. Even though I use them every day on 2 machines all the time, there's still steps that I don't realize I could probably use to shorten stuff up. So
There's 3 different ways to do everything, it
Yeah,
seems like.
it
And
does seem that
so
way.
if you have a Handy Quilter machine and you've been thinking, about Pro Stitcher, and maybe I would do that. And this is great to just spend $100 and really learn a lot in 2 days. And then you can make a decision on, yep, this is totally for me.
Yeah, because it's an investment.
It is.
It's worth the investment, however, but
absolutely,
it's good. It's a lot better to have that $100 pay in and decide, no.
Right. And you would also get training from us on Pro Stitcher, but it would be good to already have kind of that base,
Right. For sure.
So.
Yep. So that's that. And then again, if you want to sign up for that, go to our website, warmandcozyquilting.com, and then go to classes, and then you can sign up for the Pro Stitcher class. Also, if you want to sign up for the upcoming April classes, those are out there as well. Those are more free motion conversations, handy quilter, so look them up if you're interested. So we had some other hellos that I had missed. Let's check them out real quick. Hello, Dorothy. And hello from Southern California.
Hi, Evelyn.
Wow. Nice.
Glad to have you on. Yeah. Sherry Jo, because these are handy quilter events with a national educator, they do not record them and they cannot be rewatched. So if you are missing this time, there will be more. Because we are doing them virtual, we can have more events. We were only doing a couple of events a year before because we would have to bring in the educator and all that kind of stuff. And this way we can do it less expensively for you, for us, the whole deal. So we've already so far, we've had February, March, and we have events in April. We will continue. We will have a band event in July. So for those who want to get their hands on it, we will still be probably, I assume, doing some, we're going to limit the number of people and all that kind of stuff so that we can make sure everybody's still safe, even in July. So
even in July. And since I probably won't see you because I don't know, I'll be over here working machines all the time. Happy birthday early.
Yeah, happy birthday, Sherry Jo.
And hello, Helen. And hello, Nell from Northeast Texas.
Nice to see you on.
Nice. Okay. So,
also,
that's that.
We've made a lot of new friends this week.
Yeah.
I love it. We are so excited. And so if you are on, because it says there's like 50 people or so on.
That's a party.
And we haven't said hello to 50 people. And that's okay. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable, that's fine. But we would love to welcome you and just say it's been really a lot of fun meeting new people and getting more people involved in watching our videos. So.
And if you're curious, we're not here to sell you anything today. This is not one of those sales shop kind of things. This is today is a learn something. Hang out. Let's hear about quilting.
Right.
It's a good time.
Good morning, Joanne.
Hello, Joanne. So that's kind of the opening.
Okay, so you're ready for me?
Of all this.
Okay.
Well, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the conversation of the SPP is why we're doing this in conjunction with the so long thing we've been doing, or how do we want to operate here? Hello, Janice.
We probably should have figured that out before.
We probably should have figured that out before now.
Why don't we show them the stash pot pie?
Yay!
So this is first Saturday, right? So we would one time we had a get together.
We had 2 get-togethers.
We had 2 get-togethers.
Or was it 3? We had January's, February's, and then March. So we had 2 get-togethers.
Yes. And now we're doing everything virtually, and that's totally great. But so this is show and tell day. This is when your quilt is due. So if you have a February stash pot pie that you don't have finished, you have until midnight. And then Sarah will send out the patterns. She sent out some. Okay. So anybody who has already submitted their quilt, you should have gotten your pattern for March. I'm surprised somebody doesn't already have it done.
Right?
Anyway,
I'm surprised.
So here is March's quilt, and Sarah made this quilt. Is it awesome or what? Do I need to slide it over a little bit more?
No, I think it's great. I can see a whole lot of it here. I think we're good.
Okay, so, of course you could look at this and think, oh, well, I could do that with half square triangles, right? Like if there was but the cool thing about a square and a square is that you get this a larger piece that you are not cutting up. So if you have a larger print, you can see what is in there. You're, you're not cutting off the bird's head,
right,
and then putting it sideways. Anyway,
what?
It's also called a broken dishes block.
That's the
that's
quarter
the big
square.
Huh?
The quarter square block, that is a broken dishes block.
Oh, right here?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So you could.
It has nothing to do with cutting off birds' heads.
No. Nothing to do.
Nothing.
So, but then if you look here, this is actually the square, right? So it has 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's a 9 patch, right?
Yeah.
That is all square and a square. Now you have to be careful that you get the right color in the right place so that you don't have things turned the wrong way, which I tend to do.
Yeah, see, I would have done that with this one. It would have been a disaster.
And the
You know what I would have
pattern
done here? I
itself-
would have done it all in black and white. Maybe just all in black, and then I wouldn't have been fine.
So the pattern itself shows it with one red block, and it is not centered on their pattern. And Sarah's like, no, I am not going to have one off-centered, star. So she put in 4.
Fantastic. Yeah, you can't see the other two. They're kind of low here. It's
But-
a long quilt.
Black, gray, white. Of course, you're going to add red, right?
Right, of course.
That makes sense to me.
Splash of color.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, very, very fun quilt to make. Not a difficult thing because all you're doing is making square into square a bunch of times.
Yep.
You need to kind of plan out where your fabric's going to go. But besides that, pretty easy.
So,
As long as you know how to make square into square.
now that we've talked about that, we'll show you April's at the end of the show. So if you want to see what April's is going to look like, just hang on. Now, this block. Let's talk about this block. This block is known as the economy block.
Okay, now, wait. Shouldn't I be working on something while you're telling them all that?
You can be prepping ready to get for that, and I'm going to scoot this over here.
Okay, well, first let me just show them this. So you
What are
got
you showing
these
them?
instructions.
Oh, yeah, you had cutting instructions yesterday. Did you guys get
And-
them yesterday? We posted them.
Yeah. Your center square, you absolutely must cut exactly right.
Absolutely must.
So this is 6.5-inch square, right? That's my yellow in here.
Yeah.
The other two, you can cut a little larger. The pattern that we had, we changed these numbers so that they would, because
So originally in EQ7, they gave us smaller measurements. So we've already adjusted up a little bit,
right.
but you can go even more.
Right.
if you
Let's
want.
say you're like, okay, 7.5. Yeah, I can do that. But the 7 1/8, actually, I cut 7 1/4 because that was easier. My small stripology ruler only goes up to 6 in the 6s, so it wouldn't cut a 7 1/8. So I used my bigger stripology ruler, and I can do quarters and I can do halves with that, but I can't do eighths. And I'm like, it doesn't matter because I'm going to square up as I go. So, you have one like this that you then are going to cross cut twice. So I'm going to do that while he's talking. And then these are 2 squares that you have at 7 1/8, and you're just going to you're going to cross cut it one time, not twice. Make
Okay.
sense? Okay,
Yep.
cool. I'm going to do
Makes
that while he
sense to me.
talks.
Okay. So, here's what I got. So, the economy block.
Is this a sad story? You should tell us first.
I'm not telling you anything. I'm just going to tell you what I know, and you make the
Okay.
determination. Ready?
Yes.
Set? Here we go. So, there's not a whole lot of information on this block. They're saying, like with most blocks and their names and stylings, they're saying 1830s-ish. It was used out of efficiency. Basically, if you had fabrics that were excess left over, you would use those to make a pieced block such as this. Again, the economy block. Makes sense. Now, square and a square, however, has a little more interesting detail. That's a little more contemporary in naming. What I found is that let's see here. It came around roughly 1969. A 46-year-old woman named Betty Roberts was working on a quilt, and this thinking outside of the box conversation had come about. That metaphor. We've all heard it. We were so tired of hearing it, thinking outside the box. Anyway, Betty, being a former beatnik, found it entertaining and decided as a satirical nod, she made this block and called it a square stuck inside of their box. Right?
Oh, okay.
Now, the fun part of that is that a couple years later, a young musician, intrigued by the story, got a gift of a square and a square quilt from his grandmother, and would go on to be inspired for his legendary classic 1986 hit, Hip to Be a Square, by the legendary Huey Lewis and the News.
Serious?
Which featured, by the way, 49's player Joe Montana and Ronnie Lott singing backup vocals.
Who was backup vocals?
Joe Montana and Ronnie Lott. from the 49ers.
Whoa, serious?
Now,
So-
that is almost entirely made up. Like, literally all of that
Oh,
contemporary naming,
Jason.
that is not true. Except for, now see, here's what happened.
Hold on. Wait.
That was a classic misdirect, and I had so much fun with that.
Dude, I was ready to be like, if it wasn't copyrighted, I would be looping the song in right now.
Right? I kind of wish we had that opportunity because I would have done that.
Jason.
I'm sorry, guys. There was absolutely nothing I could find history-wise on the economy block. It's very scamp.
This morning you said, "Oh, I found it. I found some history on Square to Square because yesterday you couldn't find anything." And yeah, this morning he says, "I got it. I found it.
I found it. How many of you did I catch with this
in
one?
the shower.
I had a whole team of people following along with that one.
Yeah.
I've been yelled at by Chris. It's fair.
Yeah. So at what point did you figure out that he was lying?
If the second I said beatnik, I was expecting people to be like,
I was like,
square stuck inside their box. How'd you like that one?
that was great.
They're never going to trust you
They'll
again.
never trust me again. I've completely ruined it.
That's awesome.
But see, here's the problem: is I mixed in some classic information, like so. Huey Lewis in the News, "Hip to Be a Square," it hit top 3 on the billboards in 1986. It was 1986, and Joe Montana and Ronnie Lott were backup vocals on that track.
So that part was
That
true.
was legitimate. That truly happened.
Okay.
But he, as far as I know, he never received a quilt from his grandmother made of square and square economy blocks. And Betty Roberts was a name I made up because I searched for popular female or popular names 1925, which was Betty was like the 3rd popular name and Robert was like the 1st or 2nd for boys. So I put the 2 together. Betty Roberts.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to be a stand-up comedian?
No, but I will enjoy doing this if I can ever again.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's right. It's hip to be a square.
Yes, it is hip. A square in a square. Okay. Now, how do we get back to this? I don't know. Okay, so
What was real?
was any of that real?
The real portion of that was the economy block. Like the first part of that was all real. Like the economy block, 1830ish,
Because now,
and it
if
was
they
really out of
answer
its central.
trivia and they're answering trivia,
That's
it's
okay.
wrong. Anyway,
It just proves they were paying attention.
right.
Hip
Okay.
to be a square. Now, every
So-
time you make one of these, you're gonna be thinking you're gonna turn on Huey Lewis in the News.
Mhm.
Hip to be a square.
Yeah.
What are we doing now? You got these.
So
cut
there are
quarters.
many ways to make a square and a square block. Earlier this week, I made this block based on one method, which was your center square was actually as large as the entire square finished. You then put squares on each corner and chopped it off as you went.
Oh, I guess
So
that's all
then,
method.
yeah,
Snowball,
like you
yeah.
would snowball each corner. If you don't know what snowball means, I've already decided that we're going to do a snowball.
We're doing a snowball at some point.
So, but because of that, you're not cutting any triangles, so you don't have bias. So some people like that method better. What happened for me though was when I got it finished and it needed to be 4.5. It was exactly 4.5. I like for them to be a little bit larger so I can trim it down, or and sometimes it was like not exact, like it was just a little bit shy. So that was one method. Okay. I'm going to show you the method that I'm going to use with this, where I have made these slightly larger. The pieces are slightly larger except for the center. And then we are going to square up the block before we put it into the next step. If you have been in the shop or if you've seen on our videos, I think we've recorded in front of the Hearts at Sea quilt a couple of times. Anyway, I have a quilt in the shop called My Hearts at Sea. And it is square and a square and a square, which is what we're doing today. And there's also some triangles in a square. And all of those I did by cutting the centers exactly what the pattern said, and then oversizing the next piece so that when I put it together, I could square it up. Sounds good? Yes, I am working with bias. Yes, I starched the heck out of these.
Yeah, she did. We do the stand-up test.
I'm going to put the block cutting instructions up again just for everyone in case they
Yeah.
didn't see the post.
I'm going to drink my coffee.
Go ahead and put a link to the Huey Lewis in the News as well.
I don't think you can do that.
I hope you all are putting it on your sewing playlist.
Oh, I hope so.
That's like one of Mom's favorite.
Huey Lewis and the News is great.
I love them. I'm sorry that it came to me this morning. I'm like, you know what? I can't find anything, so this is gonna be boring if I don't come up with something.
Yeah, he got out of the shower and then was like, I found some, and I was like, oh, that's cool, and then I went and got ready, and then I didn't think about the fact that it came to him in the shower.
Totally made it up. Totally made it up.
All right.
And thankfully, she doesn't read the show notes before we get started, so I knew I was going to be okay.
Because I already know all that stuff. I don't need to read the notes.
I thought about telling her as a warning to
Oh, it's so better that you didn't.
Not listen to me and then realize, oh my gosh, I expected you to be the person to be like, you're so full of it.
Well, yeah.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
So I'm glad
I didn't tell you this.
Oh,
I got my orange, and I'm going to put one of these triangles on one side.
Okay.
Sometimes right sides together.
Right sides together, 1/4 inch seam. I'm gonna I'm going to use a scant 1/4 inch. What does scant 1/4 inch mean, Sarah?
It means a little less.
Little
less. Okay.
Few threads.
Oh, so do you want me to tell them what's going to happen for Monday's live sale? Where you put them out? Let me start over. Are you going to be doing that on all 4 sides?
I'm gonna do that on all 4 sides. Yes.
So you're just going to take that corner and you're just going to sew it on.
I'm gonna sew on the one opposite it.
Oh, okay.
And then I can press. Then I'll sew the other 2, and then I'll press.
Okay. So while you're doing that, I'm going to let you guys know what's happening Monday's flash sale. Our website, warmandcozyquilting.com.
So not on Facebook. You have to go to, but we will remind you on Facebook.
We will remind you on Facebook. Send you there. We'll have a link to our website. You can go there. Anyway, flash sale. You all familiar with it? You know how this works. You go there, you find out what Danielle has taken from this category and put on sale for the day. This Monday, it's going to be yellows and oranges because it's time to warm up. It's March. It's going to be the 2nd week of March. It's time to get warm again. Get your oranges, get your yellows.
Yes.
Stash pot pie. That'd be great to add that into these somehow. So, be able to do that this Monday. That starts by 9 a.m. Everything will be on the website, and you're good until midnight. And then we take them all down.
First thing we do is set our seams.
Set your seam.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Why do we do it?
Because it makes it awesome.
Sarah knows.
Why do we do it, Sarah?
Because it helps to flatten the thread into the seam so that it makes it flatter when then you go press the rest of the way.
You tell the thread what it's supposed to do, right?
Yes.
You say, this is...
It helps to meld it into the block.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
No steam in your iron because we have bias and we don't want to stretch anything, right?
No, don't stretch it at this point.
Okay.
It's a dangerous situation.
Now I'm going to put on the other 2 sides.
You should be excited about that, Sandy. I knew those were your colors. That's why we chose them. That's not true. I made that up as well. Sandy, she was excited because those were her colors for Monday.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Because we've done purple already.
Right.
So I know most of you are disappointed by that we're not doing it again. We have to give the purple a time to breathe, though. What are you doing?
What? Huh? I'm sewing the next piece on.
Okay.
I said that.
I know you did. I'm giving you trouble. So, what else we got going on this week? We got Wednesday's live sale.
Yeah, did you decide what we're selling?
No.
Me either.
You'll have to come out here on Wednesday, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock? Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
See what we got going on.
It's been a year, guys. He still doesn't know what's happening.
I'm sorry. I have to sit on the side and pretend to know what's happening and make up questions. That's what I do. Because we do give away $10 to 3 people based on trivia from today's episode of stuff. So make sure you're paying attention today as much as you can. And then you might get $10 off your order, which is awesome. So do you have to center that on there before you sew that on as best as possible?
Yeah. And I'm just kind of guessing.
Okay.
Because I need some extra on either side. You see how I have some extra, more extra on that side than this side?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'm going to square it up.
Oh, you're squaring it up. You're putting your excess on there to square it up. That makes sense. You said something about squaring it up.
So Pam, on Mondays, we have a flash sale on our website.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's one day only available at that price.
Right.
On Monday, and every Monday is a different selection of fabric.
Correct. So
There's usually some theme that we have decided.
yeah, we've been in a rut, not rut, but in a colorway.
Did he say rut?
I did. It was the first word that came to my brain, and I'm
gosh.
sorry, but it's been colorways. So last week was neutral type colors.
Yeah,
Before
brown
we've done red, we've done purple, we've done blue. We've also done category themes such as kids or boutiques or what have you. So, but yeah, that's Monday's flash sale. Again, that's on the website. You don't have a lot of people come in. They're like, "Oh, I missed you on Monday." Well, you have all day to go to our website. We're not doing a live sale here. It's not a sale on here because we have to have a day off. But since we're not in the store, we give the option to get a decent price on fabric from our website and lets it do all the work.
Keep talking for a second.
I'm going to keep talking for a second. So yeah,
Show them what it looks like.
Yeah. I just want to see something real quick. I want
it
to make
doesn't
sure
look like
that
this because this is not it. I don't know even how I ended up with this.
What?
Oh. I tried to
Did
use
you
it as
really
a ninja star.
throw it?
Yeah, I thought it was going to fly because it's
Oh
all
my
starched.
gosh,
And I
it's-
thought maybe it'd be a
It's
projectile. Not nearly as
it's Tula
projectile.
Pink and Cave. You know, and
Yeah.
you're throwing it.
I did. Oops.
That's
My bad.
blasphemous.
Sure, a little bit. We'll have that. Mind the way? Do you want me to scoot over some?
You know what? I think it needs to. I think it needs to be 9-inch, not 9.5.
Okay. Where are we at here?
9-inch. Yes.
9?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Do it.
All right. This is what it looks like.
Look at
And
that. Colorful.
Where's my little thingamabob?
What thingamabob? The one
Want
I
me to
just
put it
ninja
on?
through?
No, the
Oh.
Adding.
board.
Oh,
Okay.
here I am.
Because sometimes is that easier to see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see how we've got little goofiness here, right?
Ears.
And you want to have a 1/4 inch from your corner because when we put that next piece on, we want to make sure that we're not chopping that off, making that point flat. And we will be absolutely just fine. But see, that's kind of goofy. That's okay because we're going to square it up.
Okay.
Now, if you had there are a lot of patterns that tell you to then just keep adding from this because they tell you to cut this at exactly whatever size. This is why I like to go bigger so that I can square it up and make it perfect. You need to square this up now to 9 inches,
Okay.
not 9.5,
9.
9. And then we're going to add our green on to the outside. Okay.
Okay. 9.
So I had to get the big strip,
Whoa.
the this size stripology.
You just roll that bad boy around. Yeah, so Carla pointed out that it is hard to get good help. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
sorry. Oh, focused on jokes and think he's funny.
I know, right?
And lying to all of us.
Was it? Okay, yeah. I guess a classic
Misleading.
misdirect is in the lie category. It doesn't mean I don't care for you all, though. I just like to make sure you're having a good time. Who's not having fun? Oh, whoa, careful. Make you get a klutz glove. Be careful.
And then turn it.
Turn it.
Wouldn't it be smart if I would have brought the little turning mat?
Yes. That's okay.
And then I'm going to square this side, So you're going to square up all the way around. Make sure that you are at 9 inches.
Make sure you're at 9.
And all the way over here in your way.
That's fine. I'm just kind of the sideshow here.
I also am making sure what I'm looking at is just that I have a 1/4 inch on each side where the points are coming in, and that I'm making it 9. Okay?
Yay.
So there it is. Almost there.
Look at that.
Now,
That thing is fantastic.
we're going to add these pieces on.
Whoa.
Look at
Bold.
that. Okay.
That's bold.
I'm
So
going to
you
do the same thing. Yep. I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to
Center. That's your
center it as best I can. It is not that serious because I'm going to square it up. So don't fight too much. Also, because I'm working with batiks, right and wrong is very easy because it's either side.
Right.
Sometimes you can tell on batiks that like one side is better,
Right.
but
There's
for the
sometimes,
most
but-
part, it's easy.
Oh, what do we got here? Sherry Joe, checking for the SPP pattern, what day were they sent out? So if you've already submitted your February Stash Pot Pie, Sarah did get them sent out last night. So you should have got them already. So check your inbox. Also check your junk folder to make sure it didn't get sorted into there because some email programs like to filter stuff that
And
way.
now Gmail's got all kinds of different folders. Like they've
Gmail
got
does some wild
promotions
nonsense too.
and
Yeah, so just check your
extra
folders.
files.
If you don't have it, just message us. Sarah will take care of you and get you sent out another one.
I already did.
And she's already doing that because thank you, Sarah. She does her job very well. Christy thinks that I'm getting ready for my April Fool's joke. No. I'm always ready for my April Fool's jokes. I don't get ready for them. I am a chronic state of preparedness. That's
Funny man all the time.
all the time. Pam, bold. They are bold colors. I think this is why I love batiks, is because they're bold. They're not muted. They're not like, oh, maybe I'll blend in. Nope. You go batiks, you go bold. That's how it is. I think, are these majestic fabrics? I think
the blue
that one
is
is.
the blue is a Hoffman, and these two are majestic. And we got a whole new box of Majestics this week, and I got them in the computer, and they are going on the shelf right now. 10 more bolts, and they are muted.
Yeah.
And they are awesome.
They're still fantastic. Cindy, freaking out because we said 9.5 first. Yeah, well, that's all right. Sometimes we just, we got to roll with it. But yeah, 9. 9 is the size that you want that first set to be in. So.
Yeah, for some reason my pattern didn't give me that measurement, so I was like, I think it's 9. I think it's 9.5. I'm gonna double check as I take it off and figure it out. Anyway.
So yeah. Does anybody have any questions on Stash Pot Pie? How it is, how it works, what the purpose is of it? New to this, have never heard of it, need to know more? Because I would gladly go into it.
I bet there's some new people.
I know we got some people hanging in there that may not know.
And thank you to everyone who was complimenting the SPP earlier. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
So Sarah has now made 8 quilts. Since she can still count on 2 hands how many quilts she's made, that's to do this large of a size quilt with square and a square is amazing. I am also, we should have said this earlier, but now I'm saying it now.
Say it now.
Sarah used a different method than what I'm using. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of methods, right? I showed you that one that he threw. And then now I'm doing this method. And then I'm going to show you a third method that really works fast, easier, I think, maybe. And more, like, very accurate. So for new people or someone who is a little bit concerned about all the bias and all that, this other way is going to be great. The downside, because there's always an up and a down, right? The downside to the other method is you have a lot of waste, where, like, this is my waste.
Right.
You have a little more waste with the other method, but when accuracy is better, I'll take waste.
Yeah, for sure. Patty asked what the little scrap is you're using. That is a leader piece. It's this little guy here. So that's just so that her stitches aren't a balled up pile of nonsense at the beginning of your blocks. So it does all that on that leader piece, and then you can just chain right into your block.
Especially when I use my thread cutter, because now my bobbin thread is not sticking out. So when I start sewing, I'm not throwing anything. When I start sewing, that first stitch is kind of a loop because it's got to catch that bobbin and pull it up. I don't want that stitch on my piece, so I use the leader. Okay, I'm now going to set the seams, press these out.
And it's just a little piece that's folded over, so it's effectively the same thickness as 2 pieces of fabric together. It doesn't have to be anything special.
You absolutely could press these. I would press these seams towards the piece that you're adding. That's what I've always done, and that seems to work well.
Okay.
I don't think I would. So let's say this fabric was really light, and I didn't want to press towards that. I wanted to press towards the block. You may get it a little bit short here in the center. So in that case, if you're going to do something like that, you may even want to make that piece even larger. So instead of just going up a 1/4 inch, go up a 1/2 inch. That makes sense to everyone in the room, at least?
Yeah, a little bit.
Patty likes your leader hint.
Is it on? Okay, yeah, it is. My iron shuts off after I don't use it for a little bit, so I always want to...
Because it's smart and safety like that.
Yeah. I want it to stay on. It should know when I leave the room.
Right. Did that have a motion sensor on it or something?
It doesn't need to turn off while I'm still in the room.
Actually, I don't know about the motion sensor thing, because if you had something like that, and you sit there and you're watching your Netflix while you're sewing, and you get lost in the show, It's not
No.
going to recognize you moving around, and it's going to shut off.
Then it should shut off because it's like, listen, lady, you ain't sewing.
And then you get mad because it shut off.
Okay.
All right.
So I got something that looks like this.
That is
We
so
could stop now and
fantastic.
make it, some kind of.
I would hate to piece
banner.
that into
Okay.
anything.
All right. Now I'm going to put these two on.
Okay. Again, same method.
Mhm.
Aim for the center.
Yep.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see these people's blocks. The people that have been sewing along with this, I love what you're doing. Don't forget to post that out in the Quilters Collective. We love to see them. If you aren't part of the Quilters Collective, join it. Go out there and just request to join, and we'll add you. It's no big deal. Public group. Also, long arm group.
Yeah.
Those of you in the long arm group, we had our first meeting this week. That was a great time. Thank you to Mickey for hosting that and giving us a bunch of good information. If you have a long arm and you're looking for a group that likes long arming as well, the Cozy Quilters long arm group. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Join that. That's our Facebook group here for it. And then every month, the first Thursday of the month, we have a Zoom meeting at 7 o'clock. Were those being recorded?
I'm
remember.
not sure. I know that Mickey had talked about it, but I don't think that we ever
Confirmed any of that?
Yeah. So and we may need to
Maybe we need to revisit that.
decide.
But anyway, so she had a bunch of information, like handout stuff for us, like just generally good information to help you with your tension on your machine this month. That was a great meeting.
You could absolutely still go print all that stuff there.
Yeah, that's all out there for you to
You
get
go
to
on when you go onto the group and you have to go on rather than just reading what the group has said through the feed, through your feed. You click on that group and then there is a button that says files. And you click that and you'll see all the stuff that she's added. And the files that she spoke of on our Zoom call are all in there. And she said that she has them laminated and on the wall or as a
They're good
reference.
information, references.
So that she can go back. If she starts having trouble with tension, she can refer back to them.
And even if you don't have a long arm or you're thinking about getting a long arm and it's time to maybe start joining these groups and finding out information to help you make a decision, it's okay to join the group. We like new people joining, and now it's good when they have questions too, so don't be afraid to ask.
And Mickey is definitely looking for any ideas or any ways that she can help people with their long arm.
Absolutely. Marlene says the group Zoom meeting was great. It was great. It was a really good time. It was cool to get to see everybody, especially those of you that aren't local, Marlene.
I'm going to press this, set the seams and press
We're
it.
about done with that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that
And
was
I'm going
quick.
to square it up to 12 and a half. If it doesn't make 12 and a half, I'm just going to crop.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is going to be 12 and a half.
It'll be just
I
fine.
did. So I trust no computer and I trust no calculator. And I think that they're all wrong and they're going to steer me the wrong way.
She actually has an abacus in the office that she... It's weird.
Anyway.
Tried and true and proven. Abacus.
When you guys come in and I ring you out on the register and I'm going, I got this, and I got this. Because I always think that it's going to do something goofy.
Out to get her.
Oh, Jason.
What'd you do?
I lost a point right
No! Burn
there.
it.
What did I do?
Set it on fire. Start
Oh,
over.
I went fat on that seam.
Yeah, you did. So much for scant, huh?
You
I
didn't count
will
enough
tell
thread.
you that it is a little bit challenging. It is a lot challenging for me to sew standing up, but hunched over. This is a strange situation. I'm giving.
We're going to
myself
adjust the
excuses.
table and make a better table next time. It'll be fine.
I'm just making excuses.
And we're going to use that as an excuse, though. Oh, man, look at that. Oh. Throw it away.
Just throw it away.
I bet you're
Okay.
bored. Trim it down. Trim it down. Let's show it.
So
Or do you want me to show it?
should I take it out and
No.
fix that?
You should not.
Should I? I would like everyone to comment right now. Do you see this right here? See what?
That's how you know that block was pieced by a human.
Right.
No, you don't have to take
That's
it.
love. That's
From
what that
here,
is.
you can't see.
This is what love looks like. I'm trying to watch a monitor.
Here.
Yep, right there. This is what love looks like. See that? That's how it works.
Okay, we need to be a 1/4 inch out from this because we're still going to have to piece this into a quilt, right?
Yeah.
So we want that 1/4 inch there. We're going to be. So the one thing I'm just double checking is, do I have enough that when I trim it up, I'm going to have a 1/4 inch? And I do.
See, Jackie says no. Eula May says it's pretty. See, no, we don't have to take it out. See, it's fine.
Rita said yes.
Rita! What?
Rita, come on over and you can rip it out for me.
Ugh. That escalated.
Okay. And guess what? It's going to be 12 and a half because the dang computer was right.
What?
So I'm going to trim this and I'm using my white lines here in my stripology to make sure that I'm through the points. I'm over a little bit on
Look
each
how
side.
fantastic
I've got
that
a quarter
looks.
inch all the way around. I'm going to trim to 12 and a half.
I love these colors. Can we do a quilt in this colorway?
I figured you would. I like it.
It is cool.
Turn it. Do the same thing.
I have to make May's
That's the
dash pot
way.
pie, and I haven't even started yet.
And he has to have it done by
And
the
I have
first
to have it
week
done
of
by
April.
next week. Next week?
Next month.
April 3rd.
Yeah, April 3rd. But I have to have it before then, so that way I get it on the machine and quilt
Oh,
it.
yeah. You got to somehow get it quilted with everybody else's quilts.
Right.
And you know, the people are more important. Okay.
All right. What's happening there?
Oh, I didn't go all the way.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. This has just turned into utter bedlam.
Now I'm like shaking.
You are. What has happened? Okay, give me that.
Pam said it's hard to sew and talk.
Yeah, I'm kind of distracting that way, so.
There it is.
Look at that.
I'll probably just throw it away.
Square and a square.
Oh, you will not.
Because Rita
Square and a
said.
square and a square.
Just kidding, Rita. Just kidding.
It's fantastic. So that's this method, which is, I like this method. Yeah, we're trying not to, but I have to. Sorry, Pam. So anyway, so there you go. Do we need to briefly talk about the other method?
Yeah, we have to talk about the other method.
Okay.
You can say briefly, but it's going to be what it is.
Well, what it is I have to leave here in about 15 minutes.
So, there's this awesome technique by Judy Barrows.
Yes.
And it's square and a square, and it has this awesome ruler with it. The only thing that we've altered is we've added handy grip so that it doesn't slide around, because rulers that aren't creative grids will slip on you, okay? The way that you do this is much different because you're going to use strips and put your blocks on your strips and sew them on. You have to leave a little gap between each one, but you can then sew a strip on the other side so that you end up with a piece like this.
Okay.
You do not make it even here. You're going to leave a little extra. You see how I've got a little...
Oh, because you got to chop stuff off.
Right. So Sarah did these. She had scraps. She made me some sample ones last night. So in this situation, I would probably use my scissors. So I've got these all sewn together. I'm going to use my scissors and just lop them off, rather than worrying about getting out my rotary cutter and making them straight, because you don't have to worry about that just yet. Then you take these little pieces and add those on, okay?
Okay.
And you see how they are also, wish you had that board still.
Oh, I can get that board still. See, I have it right here. Oh, wait, that's in the way. Here, let me move that.
So you've got this, right?
Okay.
And you've got, see, they're over a little bit. Then you're going to add this piece on. And when
Okay.
you do, then you're going to have this,
Oh,
okay?
fancy.
Which, if you see, here we go. We got one.
Like that.
Like
Done.
done, right?
Ta-da. Okay, magic.
Okay. Now you take that and you take your ruler and you line it up to the 90 degree
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, I see what you're doing there. You turn this
lined
way
it
a little
up to the 90 degree and you lop off those little triangles.
bit. Oh,
Okay.
my goodness.
So you have waist like this
So some waist, but not
all
like...
the way around. So a little bit different than this, but not by much.
Those look like flying geese.
I know people who would save this. I would not save this. But you could. You could still use it in something else. So you do the opposite sides, just go all the way around with your ruler to make sure that they are now square in a square. And if you look here, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, I think so. You
yeah.
have a 1/4 inch on each
Wow,
side.
look at that.
So when you go to piece it in, you're going to be
And
just
we
fine.
have some of these in stock.
We have some of these in stock.
We have a couple of these. And with all the block and a block happening, square and a square, economy blocks, whatever you want to call them.
The one thing you do want to do is not be too economy with this.
Be generous with the fabric around the edges.
If you try to make this and not have extra here, what you end up with, I don't know if we can see this here. Let's see.
Go ahead and put it up there. Yeah, put that one up higher.
Okay, put this one up higher.
Put the good one up high. And then the one
and
that
this
got...
one, you see how we have lopped off?
Ooh.
Why do I keep using this word today?
Because it's a fun word. Lop. L-O-P.
This,
that's real.
You've got this flat corner because she didn't have enough extra fabric.
Ooh, that could really mess up a seam.
And when you go and put that in, your seam, your next, when you go to put it in your quilt, you could have a tiny little hole here where it didn't have enough fabric. So you want to make sure that you have enough so that you end up with square corners. So don't
because it's hip to be a square.
It is hip.
Thank you, Huey Lewis, for that insight.
Yeah, the booklet with the ruler will tell you what size strips you need to cut, but she does say, add a quarter if you need to. So if you're finding that your corners on your finished block are a little blunted, you might need to add that extra quarter.
Yeah, she's got magic math in her book.
Very cool.
That tells you all those things. And yes, you can absolutely, even though she may say, make them 7 inches, or I'm making stuff up. Make your strips 3 inches. You can go 3 1/4. You can go 3 1/2 even. And that's going to, just like, you'll have a little bit extra waste. But just like I did with my square and a square, better to have a little bit extra and square it up. Because all of these you will square up.
So yeah, that's cool. That wasn't bad. That was quickly and effectively.
Oh, you could use them for half square triangles.
You could use them for those little... I mean, look at those. Those would work well for that.
And if you had some black ones and you had some of the white ones,
and then you can frame it with that, and then like do this whole thing, it would be awesome.
There is triangulation does not have square and a square.
They do not.
But there are paper piecing methods that you can use also. And again, anytime you're not cutting triangles, like where I, cross cut, and when you're cross cutting, you could end up with one that's a little bit short and one that's a little bit big, because I've moved the fabric. And even if I'm perfect on all of that, you still could have some, they're not accurate.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm squaring up each time. Anytime so I like this method in that you're not using triangles and yet you're still getting this look.
Right. Now, Rochelle asked again, what's the name of the book?
It is Square and a Square.
Technique Ruler.
Yeah.
I will put a link in.
The book and the ruler come together. The book and the ruler come together. You don't have to go try to buy 2 products.
Now, there is another big book that she has that you can get that's more involved in other stuff, right?
Well, I mean, this has a lot.
Right.
Yeah, it's a whole system. You can do flying geese. You can do half square triangles. You can do a bunch of different blocks.
Half square triangle. Well, flying geese without cutting triangles. Holy cow.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So again, using that same method of stripping on each side and then trimming them up. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So quite a bit in this book.
Do we want to show them April?
Oh, do you want to see April?
I know you've all hung on for the entire time, put up my horrible jokes.
Right.
Us sewing things because you just want to see what April's stash pot pie looks like. So now, without further ado, because unless you got anything else to add.
Well, the fabric. Oh, well, I guess we'll show them and then I'll tell them about the fabric that's in it. Okay.
You ready? We'll just do this. Sorry about the clicking. That's with the hanging system. Oh my god. There we go. Ta-da!
Can you see it?
Can you see it?
It's so beautiful.
So this is April Stash Pot Pie. What is the name of this one? Do we remember?
Grasshopper.
Grasshopper. That's right. It was pieced by Ms. Carla McGuire. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you,
Did
Carla.
a beautiful job with it. So you want to tell them about what the fabrics are?
So the fabrics are from the line called Country Soiree.
Soiree.
Which is one of my favorites. Who makes it?
It is.
Is it Wyndham?
It's Wyndham.
Yes, it's Wyndham. Beautiful fabrics, and just flying geese. Four of them, and I love this quilt.
This quilt is fantastic, and the soiree is so it's got this classic feel. A lot of it's the nice smaller print. You really have to see it in person to get the real feel for it. We'll have this in the shop.
Just seeing it on the camera, the colors in here are fantastic.
Yeah. So it is great. I recommend if you can make it into the shop, check this out. Because this is just a paintbrush solid here for the background, but the rest of it is entirely soiree. Soiree.
Yes, it's fun to say.
I can't say it.
And it's difficult to type.
It is because it's Soiree.
Yeah,
which we have that online. So if you want to check that out on our website, if you can't make it into the shop and get some, we do have that through the shop button. I'm going to sit here in front of this thing, and it's going to make me look more beautiful. No, probably not. It does make me look skinnier, though.
And we have had someone express interest in a kit, so if you would like a kit, let us know.
Yeah,
and
that's the case. Let us know.
So I think on this particular one, we would have to substitute. We don't have all of these still in the shop, but we do have some black metallic. We just may not have the black metallic with the swirls or something. So, but this I really could see. You don't have to do it metallics. This could totally be grunge white with some tonal blacks and grays, and beautiful quilt here. I can help you put together a kit for this one.
Right.
This would absolutely be what you see. Other than I may have to. Maybe not.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So just to recap. Square and a square. This is March. This is the one that you currently need to get if you want to get April's, which is this beautiful one here. If you want this pattern for free, get March's, finish it, and have it done by April 3rd. That's the first Saturday in April. That's the due date for March. If you want to just buy April pattern now and not even bother trying to keep up with it all, you can buy that on our website, Stashpot Pie 2, underneath the shop button. Should be available. You go out there, you can buy it. $10.
Can you?
Digital download,
Is
PDF.
It's up, ready to go?
I think so. I don't know. Did you put it out there?
I didn't put it out
If
there.
it's not out there right now, it will be out there shortly. And then you can buy this pattern.
By noon today.
By noon today. I don't know, at some point. You'll be able to buy this one, and you could just get a head start on April if you want to. So.
And then you can be ready for May.
Absolutely.
That Jason's going to do. Sometime in his free time.
I don't know how that's going to work, but I'll make it happen. I promise. It'll be fantastic. And it's in batiks, so it's going to be great. Anyway, I got nothing else at this point, and we're kind of hit that time in which I need to go out the door. I have to go set up a machine. So if you come in today to yell at me about my terrible storytelling,
you can't.
I won't be here. Sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Don't yell at me. I didn't. It's not my fault.
But anyway, I got nothing else.
I cannot.
You cannot?
Contain.
No. Can't even begin to corral it. So.
All right.
Well, with that, are you ready to go? You got anything else? You got anything else? Anybody got anything? Y'all, it's been fun. Enjoy your quilting. We'll see you live on Wednesday.
Correct.
Don't forget to check out our website on Monday.
Right.
Yellows and oranges.
Yes.
Get out here.
We'll see you Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.